Imagine waking up one morning to news reports of strange earthquakes occurring all over the world. Not just one earthquake, thousands. Scientists are confused. Volcanoes that have been dormant for centuries suddenly show signs of activity. GPS satellites reveal something almost impossible. Entire continents are moving faster than ever before. At first, the changes are small, barely noticeable, but within years, mountains begin rising, coastlines start shifting, and the very shape of Earth begins to change. What could cause something like this? And if Earth's crust and mantle suddenly began restructuring at an accelerated rate, could human civilization survive? To answer that question, we first need to journey deep beneath our feet into a world few people ever think about. A world that is constantly moving. A world that is quietly rebuilding our planet. When we look around us, Earth seems permanent. The mountains appear immovable. The continents seem fixed in place. The ground beneath our feet feels solid and reliable. But this stability is an illusion. Earth is not a frozen planet. It is a dynamic world that has been changing continuously for billions of years. Every mountain range, every ocean basin, every continent has a history. And that history is written by forces operating deep beneath the surface. To understand those forces, we need to look inside Earth itself. Imagine slicing our planet in half. The outermost layer is the crust. This is where we live. Compared to the size of Earth, the crust is incredibly thin, almost like the skin of an apple. Beneath the crust lies the mantle, a vast layer of extremely hot rock extending nearly 3,000 kilometers deep. And below that lies the core, a gigantic sphere of metal hotter than the surface of the sun. These hidden layers drive everything we see on Earth's surface, including earthquakes, volcanoes, and the movement of continents. Although the mantle is made of solid rock, it behaves differently over immense periods of time. The temperatures are so extreme that the rock slowly flows, not like water, not like lava, but more like incredibly thick putty. Deep inside Earth, heat from the core causes hotter material to rise toward the surface. As it cools, it sinks back down. This creates enormous convection currents, gigantic rivers of rock moving slowly through the mantle. These currents act like conveyor belts, and riding on top of those conveyor belts are Earth's tectonic plates, massive slabs of crust that make up the continents and ocean floors. Most people think continents are stationary. In reality, they are drifting. Right now. At this very moment, North America, Africa, Asia, Antarctica, Australia, and South America are all moving, usually only a few centimeters per year, about as fast as your fingernails grow. But over millions of years, those tiny movements reshape the entire planet. Earth's history is filled with incredible examples of crustal restructuring. Hundreds of millions of years ago, the continents were not separated by vast oceans. They were joined together in a gigantic supercontinent known as Pangaea. Imagine being able to walk from what is now Africa to South America without crossing an ocean. At that time, they were connected. But Earth's interior never stopped moving. Over millions of years, Pangaea broke apart. New oceans formed, continents drifted away from one another, and the world we know today slowly emerged. Meanwhile, entire mountain ranges rose from the collision of tectonic plates. The Himalayas, the tallest mountains on Earth, continue rising even today because India is still pushing into Asia. Earth is constantly rebuilding itself. The planet we live on today is only a temporary version of Earth. Millions of years from now, it will look completely different. Now let's imagine something extraordinary. What if the forces inside Earth suddenly became much more active, not overnight, but fast enough for humans to notice within a lifetime? At first, scientists detect unusual activity, Earthquakes become more frequent. Volcanic regions begin awakening. Satellite measurements reveal tectonic plates moving faster than expected. Governments launch investigations. Researchers struggle to understand what's happening. Then the changes intensify. New fault lines appear. Regions once considered geologically stable begin shaking. Volcanoes erupt across multiple continents. The signs become impossible to ignore. Something deep beneath Earth is changing. Humanity realizes it is witnessing a rare chapter in the planet's history, a period of accelerated crustal restructuring. As decades pass, the consequences become dramatic. Mountain ranges begin growing faster. Coastlines shift. Entire regions slowly rise while others sink. Ports that once sat beside the ocean find themselves far inland. Some cities become vulnerable to flooding. Others find themselves elevated above newly formed landscapes. The global economy struggles to adapt. Transportation networks must be rebuilt. Millions of people migrate as geography itself changes. Meanwhile, earthquakes become one of the greatest challenges facing civilization. Powerful seismic events ripple across tectonic boundaries. Infrastructure designed for a stable world must now adapt to a changing one. Humanity faces a reality no previous civilization has ever experienced. The map of Earth is being redrawn. This raises an intriguing question. Could something from space trigger large-scale restructuring? Throughout Earth's history, giant asteroids have struck our planet. The most famous impact occurred 66 million years ago, when a massive asteroid contributed to the extinction of the dinosaurs. The energy released was almost unimaginable. The impact generated earthquakes that traveled across the entire planet. Gigantic tsunamis swept through the oceans. Molten rock was blasted into the atmosphere. For a brief moment, Earth's surface experienced forces unlike anything humans have ever witnessed. Could an even larger impact disturb the mantle enough to influence tectonic activity? Scientists continue studying questions like these. While such an event is extremely unlikely, it reminds us that Earth does not exist in isolation. The story of our planet is connected to the story of the solar system itself. Even if accelerated restructuring never occurs, Earth's future will still be dramatic. Millions of years from now, the continents will continue moving. Oceans may close. New oceans may form. Entire mountain ranges will rise and erode away. Some scientists believe Earth may eventually form another supercontinent, a future world unlike anything humans have ever seen. The familiar shapes on today's maps will disappear. Future civilizations, if they exist, may look back at our world the same way we look back at Pangaea, as an ancient chapter in Earth's endless transformation. It's easy to think of Earth as a finished planet, a world whose major features have already formed. But that's not true. The mountains are still rising. The continents are still drifting. The mantle is still flowing. The planet beneath our feet remains alive. Every earthquake is a reminder. Every volcano is evidence. Every shifting tectonic plate tells the same story. Earth is still under construction. And while these changes usually occur so slowly that we never notice them, they are continuously shaping the future of our world. The continents we know today are temporary. The oceans are temporary. Even the tallest mountains are temporary, because Earth is not a static world. It is a planet in motion, a planet constantly rebuilding itself from within. And somewhere deep beneath our feet, that ancient process continues right now, silently preparing the next chapter in Earth's extraordinary story.